Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet a friend of mine. Oh, oh yeah, look at it. Yeah, that's you. See that, Bill? Yeah, Belvedere. He's a nice guy. Unfortunately, um, he, he can't make it to the AGM himself. It was, all that walking and stuff he used to do. But um, I love that guy. Yeah, so my constant companion. I think a lot with him. Well, I think it's sometimes, often, how much better it would be to have him on the ballot instead of what's on there often. And I'm concerned. What if we end up putting someone out there that isn't good enough? And it doesn't matter if it's locally or if it's nationwide. Um, I really hope some people will stick their necks out and really give it their all with the BCCP. And I am I'm touched by the people who felt important for me to be put up there. Um, Originally, when I was interested in taking up a position, I asked about being president on the presidential ballot, and all those issues, if it would stop me from being a West End candidate, and or if being on the board would be better. And Jeff Bridge never even responded to me. I don't know. Is he a friend of? Is he a friend of Cummins as well? He hasn't really mentioned that himself, or a sycophant of Cummins, because he never even responded to my email. I still have it. I can send it to anybody they want. I'll forward the email I sent out to him, asking him for information. And if he told me back then, I would have said I'll do the presidency, because Forsyth said himself that it doesn't conflict. He knew. He got the information somehow. I guess I should have went to Elections Canada, but I hate to think that the the more private group would be worse than the government. It's just a scary thought. But yeah, so you'd have to ask the question too. Jeff Bridge, were you trying to keep him off the ballot? I mean, if it weren't for my good man out in Vancouver Kingsway, the Vancouver regional board member, I probably wouldn't even thought of doing it again, and even running for president, even as a floor nominated candidate. And good props to him, and I hope he runs somewhere prominently. And well, hope. I wish he will do it, and I'll encourage him just the same. Gladly support his candidacy for MLA, no matter where it is, if he decides to take it up. And yeah, he's a good, honest fellow. He's in the unfortunate position of being a good union member, a due-paying member, and that to a union that pays QP and not QP, COPE and Vision and NDP, whether he likes it or not. And that's an issue we could take up. A lot of issues we're not taking up. It's a shame. Whether it's whether it's freedom of the mind, whether it's self-defense rights, and all these other important things, taxes, stuff like that. We're all And we should show that we are not all engrossed in this whole leadership thing, that, no matter who the leader is, that our position, pets in buildings, is really hard to get a decent rental at a decent rate that will allow pets. It really is. It's astonishing. It was hard to find a crap hole that will allow for pets. It's you get stuck in an SRO, they won't let the pet in. No, and a big dog is the best security system you can have. Especially a lovely, well-behaved one like mine over there. I love that fellow. He is such a well-behaved and loyal friend. And Canine. And yeah, he even keeps a cat or two in line. That's. But it's important that. It's important we focus on some of these human issues, some of these very important fiscal issues like gas taxes and stuff like that. When was the last time anyone's even brought that up? In months. Especially the BC Conservatives. We could be the most trustworthy anti-gas tax party out there. We got this long list of policies and this huge draft of policy papers, a little verbose and wordy, and I don't think anyone's going to get through that any more than MLAs are going to actually read their bills, and I want to see ML candidates that will say to the people, we will read our bills. I don't think we need a contract with British Columbia. We saw the contract with America, and that was a freaking failure. Newt Gingrich was a liar, and they all promised what they couldn't deliver. The closest they got was a lion veto, and that was the worst thing they offered. And are we going to have the same here? We need a better policy than a contract with British Columbia. We need a real manifest. We need something that's strictly written and well thought out. Like the U.S. forefathers did. They had a really well thought out design. And no matter what you think of the U.S., it isn't now what it was in 1776. I know they had slaves still, but that was John Madison's whole concept was that eventually the slavery would end, just like eventually social programs will end. And that's the thing. We should also stay. We don't like the fact that social programs are necessary, but you can't kick out the support beams until you gut out the mines. And the mines right now are full of unnecessary bureaucrats, are full of unnecessary programs, or the most unnecessary programs, and you got to get those out first, eliminate them, and privatize, and all that other stuff, and make sure you have a good, strong fiscally restrained. That's a horrible phrase. A good, fiscally restrained system. Government needs restraints. Much like me on a weekend. I'm a kid, but hell, what can you expect from a libertarian, right? I know. It doesn't mean libertine. Some people get that confused. Sadly, people who like Austrians who get tied up in leather. Kids, you, Sebastian, I don't know anything about that. Okay, have a nice night, or day, or evening, or whenever you're watching this. Thank you very much. Bye.